Yes, hello. Notice I'm very respectable and sophisticated because I've got a suit and tie on. Yes, I even kept my collar up. Sure, I've got a bow tie. Yes. Very respectable with the buttons. See? Not a t-shirt. Oh, so I'm here to talk to you about this big Bible. It's John MacArthur's study Bible. John! I wish it weren't so. And we are brothers in the deep, most high, divine, eternal, under the blood of Christ. But how have you become my enemy? Well, John, I have a lovely experience to share where I sprayed myself with some wonderful perfume, cologne. It's sort of an essential oil mix called the Song of Solomon. The Song of Solomon for all of you retards and rejects and intellectual morons that don't even know anything, because I'm very sophisticated and I wear a suit. I went to, all of the Bible colleges and seminaries and cemeteries. Just so in my brain, it's like it's exploding with corpses or something. A lot of dead men's bones reading. 3,000-year-old Hebrew scriptures, and it's in here, the Song of Solomon. Some religious people that are even more religious than me wanted to take it out because it's a bit porno. It's a love song from 3,000 years ago. Yes. So this Song of Solomon, it's kind of hidden right in the middle, and it's only 8 chapters long. It's like this thin. And some wonderful, radical, on fire bro made a fragrance of essential oils, because Song of Solomon talks about the cinnamon and the calamus and the garden herbs and spices of love. And so I sprayed it on myself. And then I grabbed a Bible, not this one, not the John MacArthur study Bible. But anyways, I grabbed a Bible and I just 1,300 pages, picked it up, opened it, right to the beginning of Song of Solomon. That is a true story. And it was a love story. And I felt it was a love story between Christ and myself. Because it's a love story between a bride and a groom. Now maybe I'm just being crazy and making connections that aren't there. Except that in the New Testament, specifically, it says one of our main relationships with Jesus is as the bride, as the lover of Christ. That God and humanity are in a divine mystery of marriage, oneness. The Song of Solomon is a love letter, a love song between when a man loves a woman, something like that. And so I've been into it. I read it that night and it was wonderful, and it kept me occupied instead of being in the theological debate and arguing. This debate is a fruit of the flesh. Maybe you all missed that one. Anyway, Paul said, if I'm out of my mind, I do it for God. If I'm in my right mind, I'm doing it for you. I'm communicating in English so that you can get something here. But usually it's, I love you, Jesus. Drinking his living waters. In Song of Solomon, it actually says, be drunk on love. Another reason to... But John MacArthur kept it in his study Bible. Great. Except that at the beginning, he's got his own little shtick going on. Little introduction. Lots of facts. 971 to 931 BC. United Kingdom of Israel. This little part, it says interpretive challenges. I'm not even going to read it. Basically, it says, there are some who have been so audacious as to suggest that this is about Christ and the church. making fantastical, mythological, dubious, symbolic, trippy revelations. No. This, says John MacArthur, is about sex with your wife. Yeah. Yeah. This, when she says, "Oh, I love you. I am my beloved's, and he is mine." That means your wife doesn't own herself. Well, the Bible says that, but that's the focus of what I got from it, says John MacArthur. That she's opening voluntarily, sexually to you. It's all about sex with your wife. And just to keep the religious holiness, there's lots of parts about how the man and woman kept a distance between themselves. John MacArthur interprets that as, like, for example, when the husband, the bridegroom, says, "Come with me from Lebanon, my love." He says, that means that they did not have sex before they're married. Well done, John MacArthur. Yes, sex before you're married destroys relationships. It broke my heart, broke many hearts. Sin leads to death. Don't have sex before you're married. My friend is in the hospital right now on an IV, and his ring finger is swollen up 3 times the size. It's infected. And it's a symbol of something deeper. May he repent. So yes, sex before marriage. It's lust. Jesus said, if you're lusting, gouge out your eye, cut off your hand, do whatever you have to do. Don't fall into lust, because lust is a lie and it is death. You don't want to go to the fires of hell and burn with lust. It's better to go into heaven without a hand. Hi, I'm here in heaven. I'm really happy. Too bad I'm on my hand. I'm a pirate. Pirate in heaven. But to stop there and say this is all about just don't have sex before you're married, and once you're married, you can do it all the time. That's shitty Christianity. Get real. It's way better than that. Read some Brian Simmons. Brian Simmons writes the Passion Translation, and he opens up so much. And that's one of the reasons why I was angry with this. So angry because the revelation that I've seen opened up from Song of Solomon, talking about the call of the groom to the bride, and the bride doesn't want to come, and then she does come up into the mountains. And she eventually goes into the high mountains, the heights with her love. And David in the Psalms says, God makes my feet like hinds' feet, like a deer's feet, so that I can run on the high rocky places, the heights. And in this, the bride is compared to many things, animals, like a deer, you know. And there's a feast. And it's the day of his wedding. And in the book of Revelation, it says that the bride, the Christ comes back for a wedding feast. We're talking about this whole book's a big love story. How could you say that this Song of Solomon is, oh, that's not about Christ and the church. It's just you can get it on with your life in a holy way. Yeah. That's what it's really coming off as. Still flesh religion. It's religion. You follow the rules. You didn't have sex till you were married. But it's religion. And then the lust that comes out of these notes. Ugh. If you're going to read this John MacArthur Bible, I recommend, I actually had a sense, maybe I should not read the notes. Just read the sacred scriptures. John, get loosened up a little bit with some oil of revolution, get some honey. It's not about just staying between the lines of exactly what the word says in the letter of the law. Paul says the letter of the law is death. The spirit of the law is life. I've read this with the blessings of Christ speaking this to me. And he says, how fair is your love, my sister, my spouse. How much better your love, how much better than wine is your love and the scent of your perfumes, than all the spices. Your lips, oh my spouse, drip as the honeycomb. Honey is symbolic for revelation. John took honey into his mouth. When everyone was supposed to be fasting, John didn't get that. Saul's son didn't get the download, and there was a war going on, and they're supposed to be fighting, and Saul's like, we're all gonna fast. And I've had that religious spirit too. I've fasted at the wrong times, and then I've feasted at the wrong times. Lord have mercy on us all. But Saul is a picture of the religious bondage of someone that's trying to follow God, but actually is about self and their own kingdom and their own positions of power. And so they persecute the anointed, and they think the anointed is actually after them. And it's gross. And Saul actually was going to kill his own son for eating some honey, which is revelation. Out of the strong, something to eat. Out of the eater, something sweet, said Samson. And it says that when when Jonathan ate the honey, his eyes were enlightened. And in the Proverbs, it says wisdom is like honey. So the bride of Christ has honey and milk under her tongue. These are the revelations that are in here. It's not just about give your wife a spoon of honey and then get it on. This is one of the notes. On 4:16, it says, awake, north wind, and come, O south wind, blow upon my garden that its spices may flow out. John MacArthur's note here. The Shulamite then portrays herself as an open garden, whereas before she was closed. She describes herself as his garden, signifying voluntary sexual surrender. Like, yes, that's an element of it. But for you to say that that's all that's going on here, I mean, now there's one redeeming thing. There was one note here that suggested that it might connect with Revelation, the book of Revelation. Nice one, John, going into Revelation. Sorry if that's a low blow there. I'm sure you go into Revelation lots, but do you have Revelation on Revelation? Like, not 500 years old. Like, a Revelation, the God's mercies are new every morning. Like, it's manna, it's daily bread. Okay. You can read Martin Luther, you can read Matthew Henry's commentaries. Teeth. How about you, women, brides? Would you like Jesus to say to you, your teeth are like a flock of sheep which have come up for the washings. Every one bears twins. Go to Brian Simmons' notes and find out the revelation about what that means about truth and the depths of teeth. What you eat, truth is the size of it. This is so deep, this Song of Solomon. And Brian Simmons really cracked it open. And I saw that and I was like, oh, God's love for us, Christ's love for the church is so much, and it's a big love story. And it's in here, it's embedded. And everything has meaning in here. And I find some Christians they're so afraid of the counterfeit or of people going too far in crazy interpretations, mystical interpretations, that they just stay between these lines. And you know what? If that's where God has you, we all have different, there's 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. But whoa. Like, be careful not to say this is it and don't go beyond that. If you want to stay there, stay there. But the roof of my mouth is like the best wine. Hallelujah. The wine goes down smoothly from my beloved, moving gently the lips of sleepers. I am my beloved's, and his desire is towards me. And yes, that can apply in a marriage, and you can have lots of great sex in a holy matrimony of oneness and lifelong commitment and all, but it's about so much more. So, Tirzah. Song of Solomon 6:4. Tirzah. Next video. How does this connect with Tirzah? How does this connect?